Hello, welcome back. My name's Chris and I'm the Railroad Reseller. Today I'm going to show you a little something different. It's a sourcing video about what I do like in the winter or whenever it gets cold. There aren't any yard sales, estate sales to go to. What I do for sourcing, what I do for inventory. If you watch the channel for any long period of time, I've talked about the fact that it's hard to find stuff for me in the winter. Some people come by it naturally. I do always have excess and stuff, some I guess death pile stuff. Sometimes that stuff is meant to be listed one at a time, or I'll have like a project Saturday where I do like a bunch of VCRs, all my electronic stuff. I'll just bang, bang, bang through them. But what I'm doing today, I'm gonna go to a thrift store. They always have a Black Friday sale where everything's half price. So that really works good. Anything in the stores half price. Their clothing's always really well priced. Some of their other items are hit and miss, kind of high, but it's a really great thrift store. I really like the place. Everything goes back to the community, goes back to the schools. I mean, just a stand-up place. Then the second part, I'm traveling to Rocky Mount, which is about an hour from me, a little bit over an hour, to meet somebody to buy a camcorder. It's a Canon camcorder, a high 8, I think. It's got the case, got the remote, got all kinds of stuff. $15 on it. And then they have some vinyl. The pictures weren't great on the vinyl. If it's in decent shape, I'm picking the vinyl up. If the vinyl isn't in decent shape, I'm not picking it up. Told that to the person buying, that I definitely wanted the camera, but I'm not sure on the vinyl. You're looking at that. They said there was at least 50 or more vinyl for $50, so you got about $1 a piece in them. If there's some decent titles and stuff, I'll pick it up. I mean, they showed some good pictures and stuff. It's mostly R&B, some funk, some stuff like that, soul music. So we'll see what we pick up there. I want to do some live in the thrift store, but they tend to play loud music. We'll see how that goes. I'll try to add some footage. I may have to talk over that because you know how it goes. But I just want to show you some of kind of what I do for today. I hope you enjoy this type of content. There will be some solds jammed in here somewhere. I always try to get solds out because I think it's essential. A lot of people can talk a lot of talk and walk, but you got to show some solds to show that you really do what you're doing. Thanks and enjoy. All right, I'm just going through and I'm shuffling through here. This is a remote and cord type boxes. This is what they call electronics at this little thrift store. Usually I don't find much here, but the remotes are cheap. They're like 50 cents or $1 or something like this. But this is not big electronics. You can see I got there's Christmas stuff all over throughout the store, but just mainly low-end type Christmas stuff. Looking through, I'm looking for the suits here. You'll see me shuffle through. I get one of these suits, a Hager, which you see there's a Madison. Not very good. The only reason I grabbed the Hager because it's brand new with tags here. I'm not sure whether you get to see that or not, but I did pick it up. It was, there it is. That'll be $1.50 time I get done with it, brand new. So there's money to be made on something like that, even though it's not the greatest name brand in the world. You see me shuffling here. These are just the regular shirts. There really wasn't nothing great there today. I was a little bit let down because of the Black Friday half price sale at the thrift. But you just see me shuffling through some of the shirts, just seeing if I can find anything. But this is just all generic junk. I mean, run-of-the-mill stuff. Great to wear if you needed to work or something like that. But just not great for resale value. There's just nothing here. And I'm just flipping through. This is the smaller sizes. There you see me looking through the ties. I do end up buying a tie here. It still wasn't nothing great, but you're looking at like 50 cents I paid for the tie. So I just went ahead and grabbed it, I sold a tie recently, so I kind of had this whole theory of if I sell a tie, buy a tie. But you can just see these are mostly low-end brands. All right. So here I am just thrifting through, and this is the Christmas area, the Christmas stuff. You can see the angels and the Mary and just different little setups, the baby Jesus. Nice, cute stuff. Would have been great for decorative. but I just didn't really see anything that I thought was worth any real money. I probably missed something. You know how it goes. I'm not an expert that type of stuff. Was pretty stuff, but just not anything hit my eye that really said it worth money. Looked at them little salt and pepper shakers there. There's some Fantasia from Princess House, but it was overpriced. Just looking around, this is some glassware, some random mugs, just as some more Christmas cards or something like that. But just once again, not a whole lot of stuff, to find. All right, here we go with some toys. These are mainly modern kids type toys. There's Thomas the Train. There's a little spin thing. These are more baby type toys, toddler type toys. Not a lot of, 6, 8, 10, 12-year-old toys. These are for, toddlers, stuff like that. There's just a bunch of low-end, China-made, high production type stuff. Nothing really great here for reselling. Like I said, I kind of looked everything over. You can see down here just a drawer. Then there's a lot of bag stuff in this bin here. A lot of bag stuff. And you can see the prices are reasonable. It's just there's nothing there. And I come up on this little Veggie Tales thing here. I'd like to have found like a whole set of them. But, it was just one random one. And, I think a set would have sold good, but it just, just randomness of high production, smalls and stuff that just really didn't have a lot of value. I'm peeling through little bags, but there's just nothing good. It's all modern and that type of stuff. All right, let's go over some things that sold. Sold a Taylor Swift CD here, $12 plus shipping on Taylor Swift. Found that $1 thing at my local thrift store. Sold a tie here. This is a Robert Talbot tie. I got $15 plus shipping. This was $1 purchase tie. I tell you what, folks. Now, here's the story on ties really quick. When you buy ties, look, this is how much room a tie takes. I can literally put 50 of them in a little shoebox type plastic tote. Yes, they're long tail, okay? But you can make really good profit with a little investment and a little education. So that's my tie thing. All right, sold a lot of 4 Right Bright books. They're with the records. The albums are really good. I was at a sale and saw that, they had all 4 of them for $5, which may seem like a little high in your book. But I tell you what, they were nice. They were clean. I noticed that there are 4 different ones. They end up being the only 4 that they produced for the record thing. So anyway, $5, $29 plus shipping on the Right Bright. Sold Mad TV on DVD. $9 plus shipping on the Mad TV. That was $1 pickup at a yard sale. Sold this polo here, $12 plus shipping. This was $1 pickup at a local thrift store. Sold this Magellan 4X, the fishing type shirt. This was 50 cents at an estate sale. They had a rack of clothes for 50 cents. It's hard, especially when they're big sizes, for me to stay away from them. $9 plus shipping on that. Sold a Carhartt jacket. We are coming to the time of the year, like I tell people all the time. It's about, knowing the time of the year and stuff like this. I bought this when the dead hot of summer. Paid $5 for it. This is a extra small women's. That's why it'd be worth more if it's a little bit bigger and all that. But anyway, paid $5. Also, $29 plus shipping on the Carhartt jacket. It's going a long ways away to Idaho for me. And it's going to the middle of nowhere, which I always tell you, a lot of times this time of year, flannels, jackets, stuff like that will go to the middle of nowhere because they don't have a lot of stores and stuff like that. It's a whole lot cheaper to buy off you than to travel 200 miles to a store. Anyway, this is a Sears Roebuck USA made flannel pearl snap, $12 plus shipping. Picked this up at a estate sale for 50 cents near me. Not the same one where I got the 4XL at another estate sale. Sold this, what is this? Eddie Bauer, large tile. Paid $1 for it. This would have been a $1 a day pickup. $9 plus shipping on that. This one has sat in the store for a long time. Wouldn't have thought it, but it did. Columbia 4 extra tall long sleeve shirt. Got $21 free shipping. Whenever you hear the words free shipping, it means it's been in the store a long time. I did change a lot of my free shipping to shipping, but there are a few stragglers still out there. Shouldn't be, but you would be shocked. Sold these True Religion jeans. They don't sell like they used to. But anyway, when you pay $1 for True Religion, still pick up True Religion jeans. Pick these up at a yard sale. These are a small women's. $12 plus shipping on the True Religion jeans. And finally, one last thing. Got a Wrangler shirt here. Picked this up for $1 at a yard sale. $9 plus shipping on the Wrangler shirt. All right, so here I'm driving through downtown Salem, and I'm only going like 8 miles an hour, folks. So if you think, why should I be driving and recording at the same time? It's not really anything. And it may look like I'm moving faster than like 8 or 10 miles an hour, but I'm really not. This is just randomly down the street. And the reason why I recorded this, really honestly, considering it was Black Friday, it didn't seem like it was that busy out. Usually downtown Salem can be really busy during this time. So I was kind of surprised. This is like 1 o'clock, 1:30 on Friday, Black Friday, and not that busy. All right, so here's my bin store, my Goodwill bin store in Salem. You can see this is actually, the whole building is owned by Goodwill. I'm going to show you the regular retail store. Just went out of business, but they've got bigger plans, and I'm going to show you what they're up to. I walk over to the door where the original retail. Now, it never made a lot of sense to me that they had a retail store and the bins right side by side. But, believe it or not, I found a lot of stuff in the retail store. But I'm going to show you what the sign is. And there's, that's where it's closed. But if you read this sign right here, it looks like in 2026, next year, they're going to expand the bins. So that's a good thing. And right here's inside the bins, and you can tell they just put out some new buggies. As I've always said, you don't upset the herd. Just wait a little dig, let them find what they want, and then you move in later. But I didn't see nothing here. All right, so I did the pickup and stuff. Like I said, I picked the Canon camera up. I'm going to show you that first. I did go ahead and buy the records. I did look at some. There's going to be a little bit of pig in the poke. Actually, it's going to be a lot of pig in the poke. But here is the camera. Like I said, this is an official Canon type case, first of all. We paid $15 for the camera. It looks pretty clean, folks. It's the ES 8100B Flex. It's got the hookups to the RCA, the S-Video, which I think S-Video had about as much life as the beta tape. It's got a remote control. There's the charger thing, so we'll be able to test everything. Whoever's buying it will not have to buy a lot of accessories and stuff. There's supposed to be a remote in here somewhere. Let's see if it's in the side case here. Not in the side case here. Let's see. It's here. There's some stuff in here. Feels like a remote. Yep, we've got the little remote. These things help. Everything helps sell and everything adds value. I saw one tricked all out with all the accessories. Go for $100 plus ship, and that's kind of what I'm hoping for. So there's the camera part. I'll show you the vinyl here in just 1 minute. All right, so we ended up with a lot more than 50 vinyl records than was advertised. Various conditions. They're not horrible what I looked at. There is definitely the variety that I told you. Gosh, so much, Brampton Comes Alive, Hall & Oates. I'm looking at these for the first time, a lot of this too. So like I said, a lot of funk, a lot of disco, Commodores. There's supposed to be some Jackson 5 in here. Just a huge variety. vinyl. Marvin Gaye here. Shaka Khan, I think I saw here. Seen that record before. These, you know, these all look pretty good. They're not perfect, but you know, when you're buying this type of volume for 50 bucks, you know, you only need 2 or 3 of these to really hit to pay for everything. So let's hope this works out. There's Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, that old school time. Let's hope this all works out.